Hello everyone, this is Hopespoir. Welcome to another World of Warships commentary. Now this is going to be a bit of a special commentary and not my standard full-length game feature. It's a bit of a case study, and the case study is going to be handling a near full health Republique and Musashi in the Kronshtadt. I am starting a little earlier in the game just to give a bit of setup as to how we ended up there. As you can see, my division and I, along with a large portion of the team, headed to Sea Cap here on this flank early in the game. We did have 3 ships go off the far side to A, and you can see on the mini-map that they have now died. There was a cruiser, a battleship, and a destroyer. You can see their dead symbols there. And you can see a Musashi, Republique, and an Ibuki pushing around that side, as well as some enemy ships that were in the cap. Kraken and McGee, who are in a Jean Bart and a Seattle, have already started turning back to meet them. We've discussed this over voice chat in Discord, that we are going to have to address that flank. So Kraken and McGee have already turned around. I was here trying to save the Yamato and to also make sure that my team managed to hold this flank alright. So I was a little afraid that if I left early, that they would be unable to manage to hold this flank. I unfortunately failed to save the Yamato, or I guess us, the entire flank, failed to save the Yamato as well as himself. He pushed really deep in there. He was really close to where I just killed that Bismarck. So he was being focused down pretty hard. We really could have used him alive at this point, but we're just going to have to make do now. So after killing off the Bismarck and making sure that we have an overwhelming force here, I'm starting my turn back, and I'm signaling to everyone in chat, everyone to be please. I want as many people to turn back as possible. On the mini-map, you can see that the Musashi, the Republique was recently spotted, so you can see that the Republique and the Musashi are both headed that way. Gearing's just been spotted with low health as well. And luckily, McGee kills him off here. So we don't have to worry about the gearing. But on the mini-map, we can just see that the Musashi and the Republique have actually sailed together. So I believe the Republique was ahead at first, and he's slowed down to wait for the Musashi so that they are coming together. Looking still at the mini-map, we can see that Kraken in the Jean Bart, he still has a lot of health at this point, and he's bow onto them. I'm not liking this. I'm kind of thinking, oh no, we have to get there as soon as possible. I can see that a lot of our ships are not heading there. The Worcester and the Line are continuing to push up. I was hoping that the Henri would come help out with the Musashi and Republique as well, because it's going to be a little tough. Unfortunately, it gets a lot tougher right here. Kraken gets torpedoed by that gearing that Guy killed just about maybe half a minute earlier. Unfortunately, he did manage to get torps off on Kraken and kill him. And that's very unfortunate, because you can see that Guy is now taking a lot of damage. And he's obviously having to fall back as quickly as possible, try to survive. Kraken still had a lot of health, so I was hoping that he would be able to tank the Musashi and Republique for me for a while I tried to do as much damage as possible. Unfortunately now, I'm kind of thinking that luckily the Tirpitz is coming with me. The Tirpitz and I are going to end up doing a lot of the tanking. I'm not sure at this point whether they're going to start focusing on me or the Tirpitz first. They probably recognize the Tirpitz as the bigger threat, as he's closer, and of course the Tirpitz has torpedoes. I'm opening fire. You can just see I did like a, what was that, an 8,000 or 9,000 volley on the Republique. I think I fired on the Musashi before that for maybe 5,000. And so what I'm asking Guy to do now is I'm asking Guy to obviously try to find a safe spot and to focus on the Republique, which is what I'm doing as well. I'm trying to do as much damage to the Republique as possible, because I know that they're probably going to start going bow on to us. And they've been fairly bow on most of the time. I did manage to catch the Republique fairly sideways there for 8 or 9, but now you can see the Musashi and the Republique are both fairly bow on to me. Luckily, they're focusing the Tirpitz at the moment, as they probably do recognize the torpedo threat if he has enough health and survives. So going back to what I was just saying a second ago, I was talking to Guy over Discord, asking him to focus the Republique with me, because the Musashi is much more resilient when they're bow on to the HE fire, especially of Guy Seattle. Guy Seattle, even with IFHE, there's only very few spots on the Musashi where he can actually get proper pen damage, and then other than that, he'll be just depending on fire damage, which is not going to be good. The Republique is very soft. He's opening fire on him. You can see his volleys coming very regularly now at the Republique, coming through the air. There's another one. He'll do proper pen damage if he has IFHE on most of the Republique. So with me firing HE as well, even if he's angled, we can melt this Republique fairly quickly. And obviously I want to get rid of one of these ships as quickly as possible, especially as you can see the Turpitz has died. There's a Des Moines firing at me. I believe it's a Des Moines or something as well. So you can see I'm slowing down here now. I'm reversing course. Two reasons. One is someone's shooting AP in my broadside. The other one is the Republique is about to die, which was by far the softer target. So obviously, so two reasons I wanted us to focus the Republique. One was that obviously it's much softer, we can kill much more easily. The other, obviously, now is that with only the Musashi left, and I've already started this. You can see I started changing my direction from going full reverse to create distance now to closing as quickly as possible. I probably started that about 20-30 seconds ago. A Musashi is not very maneuverable, and he's very squishy if I can get the proper angle on him. So now with the Republique dead, and the Musashi foolishly still not deciding to focus me, I'm closing in, and I'm just going to go quiet now. And I'll comment on this after. That is definitely a pretty fun moment. Okay, right. So, us focusing now on the Republique, getting rid of him, allowed me to feel pretty safe, especially since the Musashi foolishly still was focusing. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to aim at something else that was alive, maybe our lion, or did we have a lion? The Worcester or Guy, something like that. And I just changed directions and just charged him. Got up nice and close. The first volley where I was looking for... Okay, so the first one I fired was just kind of like wasn't going to work at all. The second one I fired, the second volley where I got 18,000 in pen damage on his bow section. When you get close to a ship like that and you zoom in, your aim is really erratic. It kind of shifts around a lot, so I was having a lot of trouble finding a citadel there, and I obviously missed it, but I still got 18,000, and then the last one, 7 citadels for 58,000 damage. That was a lot of fun. And that's obviously possible because the Musashi is not very maneuverable, it's not very fast, the turrets don't turn very quick, so it allowed me to do that. So that's why that thinking was Republique first, and then I kind of felt that I could go, even if the Musashi was focusing me, I thought there was a pretty good chance with this ship that I would be able to close the distance and just smash his side, which I managed to do. And now I'm the only one left. This is the end of this game. It definitely didn't go... I think we did the best we could with this. Our team just died too quickly for us to really work with, unfortunately. There were some other tactical errors which I didn't cover from earlier in the game. And I've got 171,000 damage here, and at this point I'm just like, forget it, I'm just going to ram him. I finished with 220,000. And thank you for watching. That was just a case study video, and hope to see you again. Thank you, and goodbye.